Sponsored by Sprite.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, and by my side is Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to 2K Sports, the NBA season wrapping up, and you can just feel the anticipation for the playoffs. And the pregame warm-ups are wrapping up out in Houston, where it'll be the Rockets going up against the Indiana Pacers. For Indiana, there's been a lot of discussion about them in the offseason, and even though today won't count on the teams take the court for the first time. You gotta love David West. Great veteran, brings leadership, toughness, a real edge, Shaq.
Yes, Ernie, he's the last of the old school players. I love his combination of skill and physicality. Not an above-the-rim guy anymore, but he can score, he can block shots, and his pick-and-pop game is immaculate.
Whoa, that's a huge word right there. Hey, you know, this guy is also on the list, isn't he? You don't want to mess with David West, do you?
Well, I'll mess with anybody, but I won't mess with this guy.
You wouldn't mess with David West?
No, Ernie, I'm professional now. I'm up here next to you, Ernie Johnson.
That hardly makes you a pro, but this guy's a pro. Kevin Harlan, over to you.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we can be a basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. We're live in Houston where the Rockets have home court advantage. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Down low, West and Hibbert. The backcourt, Hill and Myers. And it's Hill in at the small forward. Now here's Beverly. Howard setting the pick for Harden. Ariza outside, launches it. Shot's good. Ariza's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Rockets led the league in three-point attempts last year, guys, after tying for the lead the season prior.
Well, the advanced stats community sees the three-pointer as the best shot after a layup. I'm not sure I agree entirely, but you know, the Rockets numbers crunchers have kind of established that, and as a result, the coaching staff has given the players the green light. And Beverly kicks to Harden. And it's good. Well, they just gave him 2 points. Defensively, you're going to have to tighten things up here. That's not a good sign. And so it's Indiana. With it. It's a three-point game. Pass to West. Baseline jumper. Here's Hill. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. Well, you got to love his determination on the glass. Coming out of the gate strong. The Pacers shooting their first free throw of the game right now. About a year ago, they converted about 78% of their free throws as a team, so pretty solid there.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
Now, here is Hill. 5 points in the game. Dishes to West. Rebounded by Howard. I like the work there, contesting that shot that looked like it was going to be easy, but they forced the miss.
You know what? He got it in close, but couldn't finish in traffic. That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
The Pacers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Outside Hill. West to screen on Ariza. Hill dishes to West. The drive by Hill. And it's Miles missing. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And there's the foul. It goes on C.J. Miles. Indiana on D, trailing by 2. outside. Just 4 to shoot. Here's the 3. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Beverly. And that's now 7 points for James Harden. Pacers trail by 5.
James Harden with those rush hour handles, whether it's breaking his man down in isolation or running the pick and roll, he keeps that thing on the string.
Well, you have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
Poke loose and stolen by Hibbert. Hill against Harden. Hill kicks it to West. Hill dishes to West. It's back to Hill. Ariza against Hill. And it's West missing. And Harden, a left-hander. Defenders tend to have more trouble, it seems, guys, with softballs.
Well, and especially with Harden because of how crafty he is. He's got that Manu Ginobili Euro move, the change of speed, change of direction, and then the strength. I mean, that's what separates him. He draws contact and seems to just go right through players.
From 10 feet out, and the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Boy, the field goal percentage is fantastic. Exactly the kind of start they were hoping for.
Now, here is Hill. 5 points in the game. Here's Beverly. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
So, timeout called here, the first for Indiana. For the Rockets, Motiejunas is checked in for Smith. Brewer comes in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. Here is Watson. Looking to end the drought. Great D that time from Howard.
That's an easy shot there. That's a shot that he should make more often than not.
That pushes it to double digits. And that's now 6 points for Ariza. Pacers trail by 12.
A lot of pressure and expectation last year for the Pacers in the playoffs. No longer were they an underdog or a feel-good story. They were expected to make a deep run.
Now here's Ariza. He's got 6. And it's Terry off the drive. From the arc. The shot misses. And Indiana will come the other way. Moments ago, our Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with the coach, Frank Vogel. Doris?
A lot of his strategy is focused on Dwight Howard, and rightly so. He said, we know Dwight can do it all, and it is going to take a 5-man effort to slow him down. He can finish, block shots, rebound. The guy is almost 7 feet of pure muscle, and there is just no way to handle him one-on-one. If there is a way, the NBA hasn't discovered it yet.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. George with the ball. He's picked up by Ariza. Here's Scola. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Houston leading by 11. And 1:01 left in the first. Here's Howard. And the shot falls short this time.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Outside, George. On the wing, Stuckey. And George, here we go. Leans inside. Count the bucket. George has got it back down to within single digits for the Pacers.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
Terry, the pass to Motiejunas. Hits the jumper in space. Motiejunas has got his first points of the night.
They're allowing a sky-high field goal percentage. That won't get it.
Not at all. They've been able to score with ease.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And George kicks to Stuckey. Back to George. And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That's his first foul. George against Ariza. Stuckey drives inside. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. Come on the fly coaching right there from their leaders.
Yeah, he knows not just what his own job is, but what his teammates' jobs are as well. That's why he's such a good leader for this club.
And that's another reason that he's so assertive out there. he does know what's necessary, and he's not afraid to take charge and to let his feelings be known, to challenge his teammates to get on task and on target.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
Here's Sloan. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Houston, Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Trevor Ariza out there with Motiejunas, and it's Jones in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And so he hits the technical free throw.
George Hill, an efficient combo guard. He was acquired by the Pacers in a draft day deal back in 2011. That was the Kawhi Leonard trade, with Leonard, of course, going to the Spurs. It's a trade that benefited both sides.
Sloan dishes to Hill. Here's West. Can't get it to go. And it's Houston the other way. It's Harden with the drive. It's stolen by Hill. Off his foot. And the officials saying it was kicked. And I know, Clark, that you know Hill well. George, an Indianapolis native, played collegiately at nearby IUPUI.
And Kevin, going now in his fourth season with the Pacers, exactly the kind of support starter you want as a contending team. He's rock solid, really defends his position well, is steady. I'd like to see him be more aggressive in looking for his own offense.
Ariza outside. Harden outside. And there's the feed to Beverly. It's Ariza. Ariza, right side. Here's Beverly. Buries it from three-point range. Beverly's got 5 now.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
On the wing, Hill. Pass to Sloan. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Sloan's got his first basket.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. A lot of positive, Steve, for the Pacers last year and how they started the season. And, you know, Clark, you saw this firsthand every night, dominating early, but they did have a falling off point.
Yeah, after the All-Star break, they went from looking unbeatable to looking like just another team, but they were able to gather themselves just in time and make a deep playoff run.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Terrence Jones. Offensive rebound, West. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second-chance points for him.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Free throw drops for David West.
You know, with the Pacers, although they didn't end the regular season as they might have wanted to, they were still able to rest a number of players down the stretch and prepare for their playoff run, which ended up with the conference finals again.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Kevin, Paul George has stated plainly that he hopes to post up much more often. Last season, he was basically dead last among forwards, only posting up on 5% of his possessions. He's put on muscle and developed his back-to-the-basket footwork. He said, quote, I plan on being a lot more physical, seeking contact and finishing through it. That's my next step. He's trying to evolve, Kevin.
A good move considering his size and explosiveness, Doris. Thanks. Releases from 15. Motiejunas grabs the miss. Motiejunas has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Well, the Pacers were running away with the Eastern Conference last year, and I think they took their foot off the gas pedal a little bit the second half of the year. They struggled at times, made some moves, but ultimately righted the ship and made a deep playoff run.
It's Harden with the drive. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Well, they already had him staggered, and now all of a sudden they're throwing some haymakers.
Hibbert, the pass to Hill. West setting the pick for Hill. That one's in there. Pocket lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Miles.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to fight over the top of that.
Howard. It's rebounded by West.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
Hill drives in. That one rolling around and rims out.
He's got a nice touch on that shot normally, but good defense there clogging the lane.
Well, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger Clark right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's with them.
Yeah, but you don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up, though, either.
West a screen on Ariza. Here's Hill. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Boy, he just battled through that initial impact and somehow willed it in.
Excellent concentration. That's what you like to see.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Monty Eunice. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Terry in for James Harden.
Patrick Beverly is absolutely a hound dog defensively. He's got so much pit bull in him and how he goes about defending people at that guard spot. He's not a big playmaker or scorer. He's basically a three-point shooter and a defensive specialist.
Terry kicks to Brewer. No good on the three.
Oh, that's got to be deflating and disappointing to miss a wide-open shot like that right in your wheelhouse.
Well, there was a time not that long ago when Rodney Stuckey was considered a rising star in the NBA. Considered a steal with the 15th pick in the 2007 draft. But after back-to-back disappointing seasons, I think it's fair to ask, have we seen the best of Stuckey already?
He'll take his third and fourth free throw shots of the game right here. The first one falls.
And Rodney Stuckey was playing in a contract season. Started last season breaking his thumb in his car door, and that required surgery. He missed the first month. And as a result, he never did get back to the level he had hoped for.
Pablo Prigioni, he's checked in for the Rockets. Indiana also making some changes. Mahinmi's checked in for Hibbert. And it's George in for Hill. And that one's good. Terry's got his first points in this one. 1:11 left in the first half of the game. And for Stuckey, not an outside shooter, but his percentage of shots around the basket has dropped for 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, he's not drawing as many fouls. He assisted at half the rate he did in 2010-11. Some of it was fit in Detroit. No floor spacing. See if he can get back to playing his brand of basketball.
Howard in the post. Mahinmi on him. The jump hook, and Howard with the nice bucket inside. And the Rockets lead by 10.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Stuckey dishes to Watson. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Screen by Scoa. Here's George, and it's sent back by Howard. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. To the left side wing. Here's Prigioni, defended by George. And Prigioni kicks to Brewer. Buries the long-range jumper. Brewer's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Now George. Will it go? Can't hit. And that does it for the first half of play. Rockets lead by 13. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke.
Well, Coach Vogel,
getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, he put on a highlight reel in that first half alone. Just a collection of spectacular dunks.
It was a fireworks display. He nearly tore the hoop down with a couple of those slams multiple times.
Checking out the group for Frank Vogel to start the second half. Down low, West and Hibbert. The backcourt, Hill and Miles. And it's Hill in at the 3, the small forward.
The mid-range jumper becomes a pretty high percentage shot for him when he has that kind of space.
Well, the Rockets were so deadly, Steve, in this building, and a lot of that was because of how fast they would get things going.
Yeah, they would often blitz opponents out of the gate and just manage the lead after the first quarter.
Howard against Hibbert. Here is Miles. Outside Hill. Here's West. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
And both free throws good for West.
Well, you love what David West brings to the table. Offensively, he can shoot, he can post up, he can muscle you. But he can really help you win without the ball in his hands, too, by setting hard screens and crashing the offensive boards.
Pacers trail by 9. Hill passes to Miles. It's back to Hill. Kicks it to Miles. West against Ariza. Ball's knocked loose. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. And West, just what you think of when you talk about a true veteran, competitive, leadership, toughness.
All of that is David West personified. He does it without saying a whole lot. When he speaks, it's always right on time and on target. But his example is one that all young players should absorb and benefit from.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, the Pacers head coach Frank Vogel has helped turn this team into a powerhouse. He's had a reputation for positivity, lifting his players up and boosting their confidence. As Paul George put it, coach has no shame in calling you out. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get embarrassed. No one wants that, Kevin.
He'll call you out, Doris. That's for sure. Thanks. Montiunas has checked in for Smith. Hill dishes to West. It's back to Hill. He feeds it to West. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Howard setting the pick for Harden. Over to the wing. Screen by Howard. And Beverly kicks to Howard. Misses the baby hook. Pacers trail by 9. Outside Hill. West at the elbow. It's back to Hill. It's tipped.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
Now the dish to West. It's back to Hill. From 15 feet away, West misses.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Beverly, the pass to Harden. Good on the three-point shot. Harden's got 17 now.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
Pacers trail by 12. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Here's Hibbert. Makes it off the glass.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
Well, that's been the focus, Clark, as we've watched. I mean, they've created one chance after another inside.
Timeout call, the Rockets.
Roy Hibbert, the big dog, number 55 for the Pacers, is 7'2", and is a little too big for king-size beds. Every time the Pacers go on the road, he has to take along a special inflatable mattress that he likes to sleep on. It's one of the downsides to living large.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Allen's checked in for West. Paul George comes in for Solomon Hill. And Donald Sloan subbed in for C.J. Miles. Harden, no good. Pacers trail by 10. And Hibbert's father stands 6'2", and Steve, his mother, is 6'1". But Roy obviously towers over both of them.
Well, he towers over everybody, Kevin. I mean, you know, you look at the family roots. His parents came from the Caribbean. And Roy actually played one game for the Jamaican national team back in 2010. And unfortunately, that actually may rule him out of playing for Team USA. So a very interesting sort of international background there.
George dishes to Hibbert. The drive by Hill. They get a hand on it. It's off his foot. And they're saying he kicked the ball. Houston making some changes. Terrence Jones is checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. Indiana also making some changes. Mahimi comes in for Roy Hibbert. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for George Hill. George double teamed. Mahimi kicks to George. Shot from 16. That's good on the jump shot. George has got 5 now.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
There's the pass to Brewer. Feeds to Harden. Harden draws the double. Top the key, Brewer. The wide open look here for Terry. And the 3-ball is good. He's got 5.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3-balls. They're finding holes in this defense.
It should be easy to correct, though, if you start making the right rotations defensively.
Stuckey with it, and it's Harden picking him up. George passes to Stuckey. Back to George. He kicks to Allen. That falls. Nice speed that time from George.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Houston leading by 9. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And stolen by Stuckey. Passes to Sloan. Allen outside. Indiana moving it around. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Allen's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Outside Terry. And that's not going to go. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Rockets on top, up 7. And time for the... And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
This was a showstopper, wasn't it? Just a difficult pass to make, and he makes it flawlessly. Just set up that alley-oop.
Houston in the lead. They've got Jones. Pablo Prigioni is out there with Harden. And it's Smith. And it's Brewer in at the 3. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Harden dishes to Brewer. Back to Harden. And Brewer kicks to Prigioni. Pass to Brewer. There's the feed to Harden. Now here's Brewer. He's guarded by Stuckey. 4 on the clock. Second chance shot. Jones, no luck. Pacers trail by 7. Watson with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Watson kicks to Hill. Dishes to Stuckey. 3-pointer. No good. But one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Steve enjoys that too.
Yeah, that's the best part of the game. I mean, a 5-man team game where the ball moves. There's so much unselfish play. It's beautiful to watch.
Pulls up on the elbow. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Their low post defense has to show some improvement, guys.
Yeah, of the last 10 points, Steve, 8 have come from in tight.
Harden kicks to Brewer. It's Harden with the drive. He dishes it to Brewer. Off target from 3-point range. Pacers trail by 7. Watson, the pass to Stuckey. Watson kicks to Hill. Pass to Watson. It's back to Hill. Here's Mahinmi. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
Houston making some changes. Howard's checked in for Jones. Risa comes in for Corey Brewer. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Pablo Prigioni. Then for the Pacers, Roy Hibbert's checked in for Mahinmi. C.J. Miles comes in for Rodney Stuckey. And George Hills subbed in for C.J. Watson. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, guys, Kevin McHale had some advice for the team in that last break. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
Now, are they ever working inside? Good job on the glass.
Excellent job on the glass, Steve. I agree. I mean, they're battling in there. They're fighting, they're scrapping, they're clawing, and they're getting the job done.
Beverly with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. And Smith with the stop. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
He hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
Here is Miles, guarded by Harden. Here's West. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. And that's now 11 points for David West.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Now here's Beverly. He's guarded by Hill. Beverly dishes to Harden. Kicks to Ariza. Howard trying to free himself up. And he gets it to go. 10 points for Ariza.
The defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
Timeout called the Pacers.
He's forcing shots offensively, hurting his team in the process. He needs to trust his teammates more.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. He told his guys that their offense needed to run through West. Coach is looking for big things from him to this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. Gentlemen, proved crucial in the game's closing moments. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris. With the fadeaway, and he gets it to go. West has got 10 points here in the second half.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
It's Harden with the drive.
Defensive foul.
1:33 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Howard can hit.
Excellent, really solid job actually by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
And there's the call on Howard. That's his first foul. Timeout called the Pacers. They're behind by 7. There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. Picked by West. Hill passes to Hill. Here's Miles. Goes to Hill.